Thank you for, in fact, giving us all these details. Now, moving on to track another development from Manipur, Kuki organization has said that they will hold a coffin rally in Churachandpur to pay the tribute to 10 Kuki Zo youth killed in an alleged gunfight with the Central Reserve Police forces in the state's Jiribam district. One of the, in fact, organizers have said that the rally will include the symbolic carrying of 10 dummy coffins to pay their respect and condolences to the dead. According to the Manipur police, 10 suspected militants were killed in a gunfight with security forces on November 11. They claimed that the insurgents were dressed in camouflage and carried sophisticated weapons. Police have claimed that the suspected militants had kidnapped 3 women and 3 children from the district and fired indiscriminately at the Borokbera police station, an adjacent CRPF camp in the Jiribam district. Meanwhile, the members of the Meitei community are also set to hold the protest rally amid the ongoing Manipur crisis. All right, viewers, joining me live on the broadcast to share the updates as far as the rally, which is just shortly to be organized, is my colleague Nibir Teka. Nibir, now the curfew has been imposed since days ago, and the internet suspension has also been extended in the view of what's in fact coming out and the violent crashes that have been erupted. What exactly is the latest update that we can track over the rally that's going to be the coffin dummy rally that's going to be organized?
Well, there is a rally being organized by the Kuki Zoo community in Churachandpur district of Manipur. This is a coffin rally that symbolizes the 10 people who were killed in a retaliatory firing by the CRPF, and as such, there is going to be a rally symbolically being done, and they are also stating that they will not do the cremation of those 10 people until the post-mortem reports of those 10 people are given to them. They have cried foul play regarding the 10 armed men who had died in the Jiribam firing incident, and they have stated that this rally is an attempt to protest at the killing of those 10 men, and further they will not bury them until they are given the post-mortem reports.
All right, Major Mohammad Ali Shah, in fact, is joining me live on the broadcast to share, in fact, the insights and how the Manipur crisis is unfolding at this point of time. Major Mohammad Ali Shah, very good morning, and appreciate you joining me live on the broadcast. Like every day, we are, in fact, in the midst of discussing how Manipur continues to be on the boil. But when we put this in perspective about the developments that we are tracking, they are scary, they are worrisome, and they are indeed stringent enough for the Union Central Government to put emphasis on finding a resolution at the earliest. Now, after the NPP withdrawing the support from the ally of the BJP, how do you view, in fact, the political developments now giving a way for the violence also in the region and the sensitive regions, particularly in Manipur, to escalate?
Simran, the situation right now in Manipur is extremely complex, and to solve that, I mean, if we empathize and if we say, okay, what if we were the Home Minister or the Prime Minister, how would we have done it? Or for that matter, had we been the Chief Minister? Had we been the Chief Minister, we would have requisitioned for the army long time back, much earlier when this violence started in the initial 24 hours, 48 hours, because the army would have cleaned the mess straight away at that time. But it is rather too late now. Now the fact is that there are political parties who are moving away from the current ruling dispensation in Manipur, which is not a good sign for their current dispensation, because as we all know, the Kukis have lost faith, lost confidence in the Chief Minister N. Biren Singh. There were Meitei groups also which had given him a 24-hour ultimatum and to get things in order. They are political parties which are withdrawing their support from the current dispensation in Manipur. So it is actually going to be difficult. And army should be like they have re-inducted the Armed Forces Special Power Act in 6 police stations. It was withdrawn from 19 police stations earlier. 6 have been reinstated back, which means now remaining 13 are without Armed Forces Special Power Act. But they had removed the Armed Forces Special Power Act last year, and soon after that, we saw violence in Manipur, and especially the Armed Forces Special Power Act was lifted from the valley, in fact, from a lot of areas over there. Now, when we are seeing the kind of spate of violence in Manipur, it is because, firstly, they say a stitch in time saves 9. वक्त पे टाइम पे इलाज नहीं कराया हमने तो बीमारी और गंभीर फैल गई. If you nip it by the bud, if you don't allow the disease to spread further, I am certain you can still make a difference, and you can still be able to catch the disease and cure it. But here we knew the symptoms, here we knew the disease, but yet the actual what should have been the cure, the right medicine to take for which illness. Supposing I have got a cold and I take some other medicine and I am rubbing iodix on my throat or on my neck, that is not the cure to the illness. I should take the proper remedy. The army was the solution, actually, because the army is totally neutral, apolitical, and do their job in a very fair and square way. And people respect the army, apart from the fact that some people, the nefarious people, they would be fearing the army as well. That's a different story altogether. But the fact is, the respect for the army is commendable. There were aspersions on the Assam Rifles. I see no reason for that, because the Assam Rifles is led by Indian Army officers. And casting aspersion is like casting aspersion on the Indian Army. The Assam Rifles personnel are no different from the regular army personnel, for that matter. So now it's come a time, people say, is present rule the only option? Has Manipur come to a point of no return? Well, I am an optimist. I say yes, even if there is a present rule in Manipur, ultimately the ruling party is BJP ultimately. So I see no harm in that at all. And anything, basically anything to save lives, anything to bring peace in a beautiful state like Manipur, which has contributed a great deal towards nation building, and I think the nation owes a great deal to Manipur. So anything to bring peace, anything to make the two communities become friends. But the wounds are so deep. The golden question to be asked over here is, will the two communities actually become friends again? And how will that happen? Secondly, where are the interlocutors? The government of India, a lot of people are asking me that we don't know if the government of India has appointed any interlocutor, if at all, who, where, what. I mean, it is actually painful if the people do not know who the interlocutor is. The interlocutor's job is to get both the parties together on a table for a dialogue and talk. But Home Ministry, yes, they took a brilliant initiative about 2 odd weeks back, where they got people to talk from both the communities. But what was the outcome? What was the result? We don't know. So,
Well,
most certainly.
Mohammad Ali Shah,
Yes.
in fact, the suspension of the internet ban, which is a drastic blackout measure, reflects the gravity of the crisis. As in fact, the public demonstrations continue to grow in the wake of the ethnic violence in Manipur. In fact, the army is also on the guard and also on the front foot to